Okay, Dylan, so we're going to review and assess the first part of your project, which was your proposal, which led on to your pitch. Okay, so we'll talk about the proposal first. So whenever you created your rationale, and we talk about critical contextual perspective, which would have been you looking at what you've done, what you're doing currently, what you could be doing, how did you come up with your rationale?
So like the idea of it.
Yeah, how did you come to the conclusion that you were going to create? What did you decide you were going to create? What format, what medium did you decide to focus on?
Video.
Video, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you come to that conclusion that you were going to pick video and not graphics and not audio, not radio?
Video is like always been the main reason that I've came here. It is the reason why I signed up to do creative media, because it was always my main focus was to do like more film stuff. So even after last year, it didn't like, I was happy enough with the grade I got, but I still thought, yeah, I can do better with that.
And what did you get last year?
Distinction.
Okay, so whenever we're talking about sort of perspective, you looked at the fact that you got distinction last year, but you also looked at the fact that you've always enjoyed video.
Yep.
If you always enjoyed video and you got a pass last year,
Yep.
then you might have thought, oh, I might try something differently. But
Yeah,
your
maybe,
hobbies and interests linked with your grades,
Yep.
so that definitely set you in
Yep.
good stead.
But I also thought I can definitely do better and be more smarter with it. So that's why I decided to tackle it again, but I came at it completely differently than how I did last year.
Did you think it was an easy decision for you to make, to pick video? Were you always going to pick video? Best sounds like?
Yeah. It was like a 90% sure I was gonna do it.
Okay.
But I did sort of early, like over summer before I came back, I did sort of look at like a couple of options, but I always wanted it to at least tie into video.
Okay. It probably helped then that our projects you did with me in the second year were quite film and video related,
Yeah,
with the
like
documentary,
documentary,
and then the aesthetic and film that we looked
Yeah.
at. So I guess that helped as well. Probably kept you on that pathway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's where a lot of my unit work is going into my final major. It's mostly those two units that I'm sort of looking back on and going, what can I use from these two to then push into
Okay, excellent. So basically,
major.
you've took what you've done from level 2, level 3 first year, and then what we've done in the second year in our units, plus your love of video. So I guess
Yeah.
that you were always going to pick video and film, and that was definitely going to be a no-brainer for you. Okay, so
Yeah,
let's move
yeah,
on
that's
to the
it.
concept idea.
Yeah.
How did you analyze and sort of evaluate your position, your knowledge, to then come up with an idea? What is your idea? What are you going to make?
So it's crime, like drama,
Okay,
crime drama / gangster film.
Okay, what length are we talking?
What length? I think it's gonna set like around 30 minutes.
Okay, so it's
currently,
basically
yeah.
not a feature, but a series length. Just the average of say 30 minutes, which would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
quite often what a TV series would fall under. Okay, so
Yeah, like an episode, pretty much.
what brought you to that conclusion that you were going to make drama, crime, gangster, 30 minutes? How did those
Right.
sort of four elements come together?
So, crime drama was basically last year got into a TV show called The Sopranos, and from there I was like, okay, I want to watch more to do with this kind of genre. I want to sort of look at more of like this type. So then I watched like Goodfellas and Donnie Brasco and the Godfather trilogy, all that there. And then it was just like, yeah, I think I'd love to sort of take a crack at something like that, definitely. Sort of set it in my familiar settings.
And whenever you were watching this program, were you also thinking of how can I realistically produce something like this with what I have access to?
Yeah, but what I thought of it was like it uses a lot of the same locations. It's not like all kind of effects heavy and like it's not all like CGI, big budget, big spectacle. All you could do is literally just set up a couple of actors in the street, set up a camera and a microphone and just record it, and that's mostly what it was.
Okay, so what does it rely on if not special effects and fleshiness? What does it rely on?
It relies purely on its story.
Story, good, perfect. That's what I was
Yeah.
getting at. So you obviously analysed Sopranos, looked at its strengths and thought, yes, I can use those strengths in
Yeah.
my production, because obviously if you watch
And it's
Transformers,
very, very. Oh yeah.
you're going to
like-
be like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good. So you know,
So it's like
you know
very-
your
I
limitations.
looked at that. It was like, that's very easy to replicate.
Okay.
Like I could work.
I
on
don't know if
that.
it's easy, but it's doable.
Yeah, it's doable.
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously it's going to have its own wee challenges along the way, but like, you know, it wasn't something that I looked at and I thought like impossible. It was something that whenever I was thinking on it, I was like, that would actually be really fun to try and do, I think, because I know for sure I could definitely come out with an end product.
What about your evaluation? How did you decide you were going to evaluate? Because that was in your proposal as well.
Evaluate.
So-
Well, one thing I definitely want to do is compare my strengths and weaknesses to last year. I want to look at what I did right last year and continue to build on that, and what I did wrong last year and continue to and work to do better in that. And that's definitely with sound and editing were my sort of two shortfalls last year. So I definitely want to focus. I want to do more research into editing
Yeah.
and like how to make it look better and how to sort of just cut it up together better.
I think one of the points I
Yeah.
made to you last year was, and I think you took on board, was you can have a short film
Yeah.
with bad sound,
Yeah.
a good film,
Yeah.
and it's not going to work. But you can have a short film with not great footage but really good sound, and it will work, because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sound, as soon as the sound's
Last
bad,
year-
it just takes away. Whereas
Yeah,
footage
yeah,
can be
yeah.
a bit crappy, but
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have rock solid sound behind it, it can look low grade, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
has
yeah.
to. Your sound has to be on point.
Yeah, last year my sort of how I acted was visual was put on the higher pedestal and sound was sort of left in like a second afterthought. But this year they're both on par with each other.
Good.
Whatever footage I get, I'm like, I need sound to match it. So that's something I'm really focused on during my production currently.
And we talked in your wire about ADR, recording your audio separately if need be. And then
Yeah, I've done that
overdubbing
with a
and
couple
stuff,
of
and-
actors. I've got wild tracks of
Good.
them just reading every single
Good,
line.
good. I know you're totally
So
on
it's
point with
better.
all this, but that's a lot
Yeah.
to do with your developing your idea really early on and putting stuff in place. But as you know,
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
to show development throughout, but you have a mindset and targets, which is really good.
Yeah.
So your pitch and proposal rock solid. So whenever it came to your pitch, how did you find your pitch went?
I think it went really well, yeah, but I think that I could have tightened it up a bit more. I think I could have sort of maybe went into a bit less detail on some things, because I don't think it needed that much detail. But,
No, your pitch was really good. I mean, you totally sold me on the idea, and I could see what you were doing. As you said, there was a lot of information in there, but
Yeah.
for pitch one, that works, because pitch one, it's the idea.
Yeah.
I've got an idea. This is what it is. Maybe we could do a re-pitch at a certain point where it's more of a technical pitch.
I've been thinking about how I'm going to lay that out in
Uh-huh.
PowerPoint already, so I'm already planning for a repitch.
So your re-pitch, I could say maybe you could cover pre-production, production, and post.
So
You know,
just talk
so
about how it's been
so you
going,
can pitch.
kind of.
Well, you can pitch. I'm going to create a range of storyboards, shot planners.
Yeah.
You could talk about that sort of initial one process, and then maybe talk about the actual shooting, and then talking about how you're going to edit. But again, it could be more of a technical pitch.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
are
yeah.
these are the clear processes I'm going to follow, and here's my finished date, and I'm going to have it exported by that date, that type of thing.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah,
maybe also
definitely.
talk about how you're going to stream or show it in the final thing. So maybe a wee bit more
Yeah.
simple, point based, direct. Whereas
Yeah,
the first idea
definitely.
was this sort of, I'm selling you my whole idea, but we already know what your idea is now.
Yep,
So your next
of course,
pitch could
yeah.
be a technical pitch that you might pitch to maybe the production team.
Aye.
So you're almost pitching to the backer at the start, the production studio or whatever,
Yeah.
and then the next pitch might be to the production team or something, if you can think about it
Yeah,
that
I
way.
get
Just
what
good
you
way, if you want to be moving those higher grades and stuff, it just shows a wee bit more, I guess, knowledge and understanding, and also reviewing and assess your work and thinking about how you can progress it. But yeah, I'm really happy, and I think your stuff's at a really high standard at the moment, and I would like to see that continued. So
Yeah,
you
no
anything
problem.
else that you want to mention about your pitch proposal? Anything you think went bad or good?
No,
I think we've covered
I
that.
just thought it was like just a bit too long at points, but I think it's a vast improvement over last year's, which just sort of dragged on for like half an hour.
Yeah, you seem more
But-
focused this year.
Yeah. But I mean, I noticed I didn't mention anything that was too irrelevant, and I didn't mention anything that was in the incorrect category.
Mhm.
Like whatever was on the slide that was being shown on the board, I noticed what I was speaking about was relevant to that, and I didn't sort of like backtrack to a different slide. I mentioned everything I had to about one slide and moved on to the next, and so there was a lot of focus, and yeah, and I was a lot more sort of tightened up than I was last year, and yeah, I think I would like to sort of get a bit more better than that, you know.
Okay. Okay.
tighten
So what
up,
we can
but
do
other
is
than
with your
that-
next one is we can do a little review before and see if there's
Yeah,
any
yeah,
bits
yeah.
to tighten up on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Excellent.
other than that, happy enough with it.
Brilliant. Good man.